ma'am. This is Jilmar Quijano. My reporter are toxicological information and ecological information. The material safety data sheets are essential first-line resources in the workplace protecting workers and the environment by ensuring all stakeholders are willing, informed under the globally harmonized system. The 16 sections of an MSDS contain a wide range of information for workers, managers, and specialists. Knowing how to read and understand the MSDS is of vital importance at every level of operations. Toxicological and ecological information is a section 11 and 12 of MSDS. And let's talk about first the toxicological information. Toxicological information is a field of science that helps us understand the harmful effects that chemicals, substances, or situation can have on people, animals, and the environment. Toxicology uses the power of science to predict what and how chemicals may cause harm and the shares that inform to protect public health. When talking about toxicology, it is important to keep a few things in mind. Example of harmful effects of toxicological information. Harmful effects of such chemical and biological agents as toxicants from pollutants, insecticides, pesticides, and fertilizer can affect an organism and its community by reducing its species diversity and abundance, such as changes in population dynamics affects the ecosystem by reducing its productivity and stability. There are types of toxicology. First, environment toxicology. It is concerned with the study of chemicals that contaminate food, water, soil, or the atmosphere. It also deals with toxic substances that enter bodies of water, such as lakes, streams, rivers, and oceans. And second, occupational toxicology. It is concerned with health effects from exposure to chemicals in the workplace. These fields grow out of a need to protect workers from toxic substances and to make their work environment safe. And the third, regulatory toxicology gathers and evaluates existing toxicological information to establish concentrations-based standards of safe exposure. The standard is the level of chemical that person can be exposed to without any harmful health effects. And the fourth, food toxicology is involved in delivering a safe and enable supply of food to the consumers. During processing, a number of substances may be added to food to make it look, taste, or smell better. Fats, oils, sugars, starches, and other substances may be added to change the texture and the taste of foods. Clinical toxicology is concerned with diseases and illnesses associated with short-term or long-term exposure to toxic chemicals. Clinical toxicologists include emergency room physicians who must be familiar with the symptoms. Number 6. Descriptive toxicology is concerned with gathering toxicological information from animals' experimentation. These types of experiments are used to establish how much of chemical would cause illness or death. And the number 7, mechanistic toxicology. makes observation on how toxic substances cause their effects. The effects of exposure can depend on a number of factors, including the size of the molecule, the specific tissue type of circular components affected, and the A types. Forensic toxicology is used to help establish cause and effect relationship between exposure to a drug or chemical and the toxic of lethal effects that result from that exposure. And the last type, analytical toxicology, identifies the toxicant through analysis of body fluids, stomach content, excrement, or skin. So that's all the type of toxicological information. Based on my own, that's the contents, detailed information about the adverse health effects that result from exposure to the product, as well as data about how these effects are influenced by dosage and route of exposure, and ecological information. That means the whole of the information concerning the state of environmental quality. Ecology is the branch of science that examines the relationships organisms have to each other and to their environment. Scientists who study those relationships are called ecologists. There are many different ways to study ecology. Here are the examples of ecological information. The above, see the picture of this. Forest, cutting down forest, factories, wildfire, clean energy, nature, and pure nature. This is all the example of ecology. So it contains ecological and ecotoxicological data for both terrestrial and aquatic environments. This section is designed to assess environmental stewardship, prevent harmful effects to the health of local ecosystem, and help business to evaluate one product against another. Scientists, chemists, biologists, and sustainable professionals should all familiarize themselves with this information in this section of ecological information. So that, on my opinion on this topic, toxicological information and ecological information are intended to help professionals and specialists understand the possible consequences to workers and to the local environment in the event of accidental exposure or release of the products. It's important to remember, however, that its information is general in nature, so both the toxicological data and ecological data need to be interpreted for the context in which the product is used, the stored.
That's all, ma'am, and thank you.